What's happening, beautiful people? Welcome back to Grateful Panic Knife Reviews. I am so glad that you stopped by, and I hope at the end of the video you are too. Today we're gonna do kind of a just an overview of the Wii Mini Synergy, and this is the Tanto version. I just felt like it was kind of pointless to do an actual review because I would never actually carry the knife in real life. There's no point in me forming an opinion on it because the knife in itself, the way it functions, it's pretty spot on, very well executed, but it's just not a comfortable knife for me to hold in hand, and it's way too small. But I don't want to take away from the knife and by voicing a negative opinion, so I'm just not going to form an opinion on it. And I'm just going to let you guys basically take a look at it and, go over all the ins and outs. But before we do that, let's go ahead and get a quick panic dump and beverage check out of the way. Today, I was carrying the Monterey Bay Knives Slayback and the Monterey Bay Knives Field Trekker. And I was also carrying, about through it, just the Holiday Leatherworks launch series. Holiday Leatherworks leather organizer with the GPCA bolt action pin and ALOX Pioneer, and also a old school tattoo flash style Hank from King of Hanks. And as far as the beverage goes, I'm drinking on a little bit of Chance IPA from Wild Leaf Brewco. And today I'd like to send a big old hearty Grateful Panic cheers out to Christopher's Tanks. It's great to have you on board, Christopher. Welcome to the family, and cheers, my brother. All right, so now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's go ahead and dive on down and get up close and personal with the Wii Mini Synergy. Alright guys, so like I said, we're going to be taking a look at the Wii Mini Synergy, and this is the Tanto version. Let's go ahead and get this little guy out real quick. Sit him down right there. And what we are looking at is an overall length of 7 inches. We got a blade length of 3 inches, and we have a blade thickness of 130 thousandths. And this is a hollow grind Tanto blade in CPM 20 CV, and excuse me, it's got a really nice stonewash finish on it. Really, it's kind of a very aggressive stonewash, almost to the point of like an acid stonewash. And there you're looking at the maker's mark of the designer, who is Jim O. Young. And I really don't know much about Mr. O. Young, or Jim as his friends call him. And it's a pretty crazy, almost a trailing point Tanto. We got a nice hollow grind there, and then kind of a flat grind at the tip for a little more thickness and strength. The spine is crowned on this guy, so I mean, all in all, it's an interesting blade shape. to say the least. Moving on to the handle, we got a handle length of 4 inches and a handle thickness of 520 thousandths. This is a titanium frame lock with a hardened steel insert and over travel stop. Not that you need it, because the lock bar tension on this thing is extreme. It's gonna be tip up, right hand carry only, and we've got a pretty interesting pocket clip here. I guess this kind of simulates the ball bearing insert on some pocket clips to a certain extent, except it's nowhere near as functional, and this pocket clip has an insane amount of tension on it. And the couple of times that I did put it in the pocket, it's kind of difficult to get in and out of the pocket with all that tension. We got some micro milling all over the entire surface of the handle, or at least the sides. The back here does not, but it does have a little bit of jimping right there. And as you can see, this is an integral frame lock, or integral, however you'd like to say it. We got the nice WE Knives logo here on the pivot, and a pretty interesting pivot screw on this side. It's got kind of a little domed washer or bushing, whatever you'd like to call it, between the actual screw and the pivot barrel. And we have, and I did think this was kind of neat, we've got a lanyard hole here, and you can see where that's milled out. It's part of the solid, where the titanium is actually solid, right there on the back. Let's see if we can get some light in there. We probably cannot. Flip around, yeah, kind of, sort of. But anyway, so I thought that's actually kind of cool. I think these the integrals are pretty neat, and it's just looking at them, it's kind of a feat of engineering how they're able to machine everything to super tight tolerances, all out of one solid piece of titanium. The micro milling that I mentioned earlier does give it some pretty good grip, and the jimping on the end of the handle there and right here, I mean, it's not really functional. It seems more for looks, because I'm getting more grip out of the jimping right there than I am here and here. This especially is kind of a little bit slippery. But I think the crowning achievement of this little knife is the action. It's super snappy. Now it's not drop shutty at all, which I haven't adjusted the pivot at all, so a little bit of adjustment and it might drop shut. But the opening action, the flipping action of this guy is pretty stinking insane. It's got a nice little solid thwack to it too. So I mean, all in all, that right there, that's pretty enjoyable. That's pretty neat to, pretty good little fidget knife. And my only problem with it, the only reason I didn't really carry it to form an opinion, is it's just not very ergonomically suited for my hand. It feels really awkward, because there's nothing for my pinky to grab onto back there. I get 3 and not even a piece as far as grip goes. And really, it's got a 4-inch handle, and normally that would fit my hand fairly decently. But with it being a flipper, I mean, you're taking up about almost 3/4 of an inch of the handle with the flipper there. So I guess you could move up, but you got at best a nice little sharpening choil there, and one little slip and your fingers up on that blade, and it is pretty sharp. it winds up being very thin behind the edge there, which will hold on through the magic of modern technology and film and video. I can beam myself down, get the calipers, beam myself back up, and you guys will hardly know the difference. Alright, so let's see if we can get a quick behind the edge measurement here. And it's not really as thin as I thought it was going to be. It's about 19 thousandths behind the edge, so which is kind of odd for, you know, we only got a blade stock of 130 thousandths, and we got a nice hollow grind, so I felt like it would be a good bit thinner, but it's pretty decently thin. But yeah, it's just a bit small for my hand, and I mean I do have, you know, large-ish size hands, but you know, knives like the mini old guard, I mean, that fits my hand just fine, and it's got about a 4-inch handle, so it's just a very oddly shaped knife, just all the way around. If you want to look at that, it's just, I mean, it's not an ugly knife. I don't think, personally, it's not the most attractive knife, but it's just not very ergonomically suited for my hand. I did think this was pretty interesting. The lock bar relief is kind of like three channels milled out there, which looks kind of neat. Kind of matches this jimping here on the handle. Why don't we go ahead and get a quick weight on this guy. Hello, Cletus. Alright, grams wise, we're looking at 93.3 grams. And as far as ounces goes, 3.29 ounces. So I mean, it's a light little fella, and you know, if you have the size and shape hands that this guy is suited for, then I mean, I think it would make a pretty killer little EDC knife, little utility blade. This knife also comes in a trailing point. I think somebody had said something at one point about a drop point to it, but I didn't see a drop point version of it. All I saw was the this Tanto and a trailing point, and then they had different handle options with carbon fiber, and they had a black titanium handle, and just other little things like that. So you know, all in all, that's about it in a nutshell. It's a very well built little knife. Like I said, the flipping action is awesome on it, and I believe with a little bit of tuning on the pivot, I don't think it would necessarily be drop shutty, but it would definitely be a lot smoother upon closing. And that's about it, guys. That is definitely all I have to say about that knife. I hope you enjoyed taking a look at it, and I'll leave it down below. Tell me what you think. You know, what your opinion is on it, how you like the blade shape, the handle shape, if you think it would be comfortable, if you think it would be suited for your hand. Just let me know what you think about it. And as always, if you're a first-time viewer, you know, feel free to leave a comment down below, give us a like, and you are definitely more than welcome to subscribe and join the Grateful Panic family. We do give away every 100 subscribers, and then on the 500 and 1,000 marks, we're gonna do a bit bigger giveaways, and you don't want to miss out on that. So definitely feel free to subscribe. So I appreciate you guys stopping by, and you are more than welcome to come back any old time. And until next time, guys, get on out there and EDC your ass off and do something nice for somebody. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.